What happens when you must live in a world where the fight for survival begins with the very first breath? Where life and death unfold in a single moment. Here, kinship does not exist. Only a fierce competition for the right to live. From the moment of birth, weakness is eliminated. Destiny is determined by a rigid hierarchy under the rule of queens. To enter this world is to face an unforgiving reality, where the scenes of an animal documentary are written in blood and the instinct to survive. And will intelligence and strength triumph over fate? Beneath the earth, far from the gaze of the savannah and the heat of the sun, a story marked by struggle begins. Inside the den, the cubs of the spotted hyena are born. Unlike most other predators, they are not born blind or helpless. Their eyes are open, their teeth have emerged, and that precocious maturity is a warning. They are ready for conflict from the very first moment. Even among siblings, the struggle for survival is intense. The young confront each other in silent disputes, seeking an advantage in the invisible order that governs the entire clan. The cubs born to dominant females carry an inherited privilege. They are fed first, protected more rigorously, and treated with respect. In contrast, the offspring of lower-ranking females must fight for every drop of milk, every inch of space beside their mother. The inequality is real and often fatal. In some litters, only one cub survives. This brutal behavior, known as siblicide, is not an act of malice. It is a ruthless mechanism of natural selection, triggered by the mother's own body. A hyena mother's milk is extremely rich in nutrients, but the supply is limited. The battle in the den ensures that only the strongest, most resilient individuals receive that precious resource. Their mother's milk is one of the most nutrient-rich in the animal kingdom, thick and high in calories, designed for rapid growth. For several weeks, the cubs do not leave the den. They grow in silence, building muscle, honing their instincts. And then, around the second or third month, the time comes. They emerge from the den and discover that the world outside demands more than just courage. On the surface, the entire clan awaits them. The games between siblings transform into hunting practice. The adults become silent models, and every movement is watched with intense focus. The young test themselves in short sprints, mimicking the older ones in mock ambushes. This is the stage that determines who will thrive and who will be left behind. On the wild African savannah, where strength often decides fate, the spotted hyena breaks all the rules. Here, the rulers are not the powerful males, but the females, natural-born strategists and decisive leaders. Hyena society is one of the most complex among carnivorous mammals, built on a rigid and unforgiving hierarchy. Power is not contested daily, but is inherited, maintained, and respected. At the top of this structure is the alpha female, a matriarch who sets the rhythm for the entire clan's life. Her authority is rarely challenged. She decides who eats first, who leads the hunt, and who has access to the best resources. This inheritance is not merely symbolic. The offspring of dominant females receive privileges from birth, more food, more protection, and a social position that shapes their behavior. In contrast, the young of lower-ranking females must struggle from an early age for every small advantage. They are often relegated to the bottom, surviving through observation, caution, and patience. Meanwhile, the males have no fixed position. Even the strongest live on the lowest rungs of the hierarchy. When they reach maturity, they are forced to leave the clan of their birth and try their luck in another group. There, they must approach with caution, show submission, and wait for an opportunity. Those who are accepted will occupy the humblest positions and depend on the goodwill of the females to survive. However, there is no chaos. Every member of the clan knows their role, and order is maintained with almost military precision. Hyena society is harsh but effective, and hidden within it is one of this species' greatest weapons: organization. Behind the cackling laugh that echoes in the night is a body forged by the harshness of survival. The anatomy of the spotted hyena is not a product of chance, but the result of thousands of years of adaptation. Their bodies are compact, powerful, and asymmetrical. The forelegs are noticeably longer than the hind legs, giving the hyena a characteristic sloping posture that is extremely effective. This anatomical structure allows for powerful and stable acceleration, ideal for long chases over uneven terrain. Unlike the felines that bet on short bursts of speed, hyenas are the true marathon runners of the wild. They run on momentum, running until their prey collapses from exhaustion. Their muscles are very strong, especially in the front part of their body. That concentrated power is what fuels their jaws. One of the most powerful among carnivorous mammals, with a bite force that can exceed 1,000 pounds per square inch, psi, nearly twice that of a lion, the hyena is capable of breaking bones with ease. Their thick, tough skin acts as a natural layer of armor. Their claws, though not retractable like those of the felines, are sharp and durable, used to ensure stability and grip during long chases. And their senses, smell, hearing, night vision, are fine-tuned like precision instruments. A carcass several miles away, a muffled sound in the undergrowth. Nothing escapes the perception of a hyena. On the battlefield of the Savannah, the hyena's body is not just a vehicle for movement. It is a weapon, a structure designed to endure the impossible and to survive where many others fall. On the savannah, where death hides among the golden grasses, hunting is not just a matter of strength, it is an art. And few creatures dominate that art as effectively as the spotted hyena. Contrary to their reputation as opportunists, they are calculating, patient, and organized hunters. Their attacks are not random. Every movement is rehearsed, every raid is strategic. Unlike the big cats that bet on quick ambushes or solitary attacks, hyenas operate as a military unit. When they identify a target, they do not attack immediately. First, they probe. A small group approaches, observes, provokes a reaction. They are reading their prey, looking for the slowest, the most tired, or the least vigilant. And when they identify a weakness, the rest of the clan moves in. Communication between them is silent and effective. A glance, a flick of the tail, a posture, all are signals. Each member of the group knows their role. Some run ahead, others flank the sides, and still others block the escape route. The hunt transforms into a deadly dance, pushing the prey to its limits. There is no room for mercy. The goal is not just to capture, but to wear down, to weaken, to break the prey's spirit before its body gives out. In terms of endurance, the hyena is unmatched. Where a cheetah would collapse after a minute of high-speed running, the hyena continues, mile after mile. The chase can last for many minutes, and the outcome is rarely in the prey's favor. When it stumbles or makes the slightest mistake, the hyena attacks with brutal precision. They tear at the flesh, sever tendons, and dismantle the prey's body even while it is still alive with a terrifying efficiency. Each successful hunt ensures the survival of the clan, reinforces the bonds, and reaffirms the hierarchy. It is in this context that their undeserved reputation as thieves evaporates. Because when they hunt as few in the world can. In the vast world of the African savannah, where every life depends on the death of another, the spotted hyena occupies a position that few recognize, but all need, the maintainer of an invisible order. More than just skilled hunters, they are also the cleaners, the silent guardians of the ecological balance. The ability to consume what other predators reject makes them crucial pieces for maintaining the health of the ecosystem. Contrary to what many believe, hyenas do not live solely on carrion. The majority of their food is the result of their own hunts. But when they find an abandoned carcass in an advanced state of decomposition, they do not hesitate. The digestive system of the hyena is a true evolutionary marvel. Their gastric juices are extremely acidic, capable of dissolving tough tissues, bones, tendons, hooves, and even organic matter in decay, full of deadly bacteria. Where a lion would get sick, the hyena eats without any problem. This resistance makes them immune to many diseases that could devastate the entire ecosystem if carcasses were to accumulate. By consuming the carcasses, which are breeding grounds for pathogens, hyenas help prevent the outbreak of epidemics among herbivores and other carnivores. They are the recyclers of nature. Everything that passes through their jaws is processed, utilized, and eliminated effectively. And when a clan finishes its meal, only silence and the trace of bone fragments in the dust remain. Their varied diet also ensures that their presence is constant at different points in the food chain. By controlling populations, cleaning up carcasses, and eliminating what is in decay, they make the savannah a habitable place, even for those species that will never thank them for it. Few animals have had to bear as heavy a burden as the spotted hyena. Portrayed for centuries as cowardly, thieving, and treacherous, they have been unjustly cast as the villains of the animal kingdom. From ancient African tales to modern films, their image has been distorted, turned into a grotesque caricature of an animal that, in reality, represents the pinnacle of adaptation and efficiency. For example, the laugh that echoes in the night has been misinterpreted as mockery, but it is nothing of the sort. That sharp, unmistakable sound is part of a complex communication system used to express excitement, stress, fear, or warning. In fact, researchers can identify individual hyenas just by their laugh. The pitch and rhythm of this sound reveal the identity, age, and even the social status of the animal that emits it. It is an acoustic calling card. Another myth that follows them is that they only eat the carrion left by other predators. Nothing could be further from the truth. Studies show that in many regions, more than 60% of a hyena's diet comes from its own hunts. In many respects, they are even more successful than lions and leopards in the art of hunting. And then there is the accusation of cowardice. But anyone who has observed a group of hyenas confronting a lion knows they are anything but cowardly. They do not rush into battle impulsively, but with calculation. And with numbers on their side, they are almost unstoppable. The midday sun is scorching. The lioness has won the hunt, but she is about to lose the war. They arrive, not from the shadows, but in broad daylight, an organized legion. The one in front, the matriarch of the clan. She does not attack blindly. She is calculated. A glance, the formation shifts. The head is blocked, the rear is sealed, the trap is closing. The lion has the power, the hyenas have the numbers, and the ruthlessness of guerrilla tactics. £1,000 of pressure, enough to crush the will to fight. The power has shifted. On this savannah, the strongest is not always the biggest. It is the most organized. However, these misunderstandings have real consequences. In many cultures, the hyena is considered a bad omen, and that fuels unnecessary persecution, hunting, and poisoning. Changing that perception is an urgent and just cause. Because to understand the hyena is to understand the beauty of complexity, of adaptability, and the true nature of a predator that acts not out of malice, but out of necessity. The truth, like the savannah itself, is harsh but clear. Spotted hyenas are not villains, they are brilliant survivors, unfairly condemned simply for being different. The African savannah is not just a stage. It is a living stage where every creature, from the smallest ants to the largest elephants, plays a role in the eternal drama of survival. Here, beauty is intertwined with brutality, and every step is a silent gamble between life and death. The zebra herds parade in almost hypnotic lines, their striped bodies creating a collective black and white dance that deceives even the sharpest eyes. The wildebeest, always restless, follow millennial migrations, guided by the smell of the rain and the promise of fresh pastures. Amidst these herds, the predators move like phantoms. The solitary lion watches the direction of the wind. The leopard rests on the high branches, ready for a precise leap. The African wild dogs advance in a synchronized pack. And among them all, there is a constant, cunning and resilient presence, the spotted hyena. Hyenas do not hunt with uncontrolled instinct. They observe the whole picture, assess the risks, wait for the mistake. When they spot it, they move in as organized packs. From a distance, they seem scattered, but behind every movement, there is a goal. In this environment of constant tension and necessity, hyenas are not just participants. They are the strategists of this silent, unforgiving game, surviving not by luck, but by knowing, as few others do, where to step and when to attack. In the darkness of the savannah, where silence precedes the attack, the spotted hyena has developed something rare in the animal kingdom: a complete language. It is not just a series of disconnected calls or instinctive growls. It is a complex code system, full of subtle meanings, capable of transmitting not only orders and warnings, but also emotions, status, and intentions. The best-known sound, and the most misunderstood, is the high, shrill, almost human-like laugh. For centuries, it has been considered a mockery, but in reality, it is a precise communication tool. A hyena can laugh to express anxiety, submission, excitement, or fear. The tone, frequency, and duration vary, and every member of the clan knows how to decipher these variations with precision. Besides the laugh, there are growls, whoops, and moans, and even more subtly, the body signals, the position of the ears, the tensing of the body, the tail raised or lowered, all communicate. In a clan where the hierarchy is strict, these expressions are vital to avoid unnecessary conflicts. The sophistication of this language allows for a rare cooperation among predators. During hunts, for example, a glance or a specific sound is enough to change the attack formation. Their communication is not limited to strategy. It is also a way to maintain social cohesion. The nocturnal calls that travel for miles are not just for location. They are calls, announcements, conversations between distant members of the same clan. In many African folklores, the hyena is said to be the steed of witches, a creature of darkness. These myths, passed down from generation to generation, have ingrained fear and hatred in the human mind. They are persecuted not for what they do, but for what they represent. This is the greatest tragedy, when a creature is no longer seen for what it is, but through the lens of ancient stories. The hyena's fight is not just for survival on the savannah, but a fight against the ghosts in our own minds. For thousands of years, the spotted hyena has reigned on the savannah with discretion, efficiency, and cunning. No natural enemy has managed to diminish its presence. But now they face another enemy, one that does not hunt out of hunger or kill for balance: man. As villages expand, roads cut through wild landscapes, and livestock takes over spaces that previously belonged to natural life. The hyena's territory shrinks. In that new context, conflict is inevitable. When they approach human communities, whether due to a scarcity of prey or out of curiosity, they are perceived as a threat, and as such, they are hunted, poisoned, and shot. The negative reputation they have carried for centuries has only added fuel to the fire. Considered treacherous, dangerous, and associated with death and chaos, the hyena rarely receives sympathy when it is in danger. But that perception ignores the fundamental role they play. A reduction in their numbers would pave the way for silent ecological imbalances, uncontrolled diseases, and accumulation of carcasses. Fortunately, there is resistance. Biologists, conservationists, and environmental organizations have been working to reverse this situation. Reserves and national parks seek to protect the hyenas' living areas, limit human activity, and promote coexistence. Environmental education programs try to change the narrative, showing that they are not villains, but the natural regulators of an ecosystem that is already under a lot of pressure. Protecting the hyena is not just about saving a species. It is about preserving the balance of an entire system. Its presence marks a healthy, vibrant, and thriving ecosystem. When the hyena's laugh echoes in the night, it is a sign that the savannah is still breathing. To silence it is to silence the voice of nature itself. As the savannah falls asleep under the cover of night, the echo of the hyena's laugh still resonates across the plains. It is a sound that does not signal fear or chaos. It signals the presence of an animal that not only survives, but dominates, organizes, and transforms its environment. They are not what the myths say. They are strategists, caregivers, and hunters, fundamental pieces of a silent balance that sustains wildlife.
Olduvai Gorge, an arid yet vibrant land in the eastern Serengeti, is where the spotted hyena demonstrates its remarkable adaptability and its essential role in the local ecosystem. The evolutionary history of the spotted hyena can be traced back more than 10 million years, when the Hyenidae family began to diversify, producing a smaller yet more resilient and tenacious hyena species. Of those, only about 15% are found in East Africa, including the Olduvai Gorge area. The spotted hyena is primarily nocturnal, using the cover of darkness to move discreetly across vast territories. They find food mainly through their ability to smell carrion from a great distance. However, when circumstances demand, they can also actively hunt to survive. The spotted hyena possesses a remarkable digestive system, allowing it to consume bones, decaying flesh, and organic matter that most other species cannot. During the dry season, the spotted hyena faces even harsher survival challenges. At water points, confrontations occur more frequently, especially as spotted hyenas compete for food or water with other predators. In Olduvai Gorge, especially during the dry season from June to October, water becomes nature's most precious resource. Streams like the Olduvai stream gradually dry up, leaving behind cracked earth and a few scattered small pools. As the largest terrestrial animal, reaching heights of up to 13 feet and weighing over 12,000 pounds, the African elephant not only needs to maintain a huge daily food intake, but also faces a major challenge in finding drinking water. In such arid conditions, the African elephant utilizes one of its most versatile and powerful tools, its trunk, which is over 6 feet long. This trunk, with over 40,000 muscle bundles, not only helps them get food and drink water, but is also used for digging to find underground water sources. The dry stream beds become places where elephants use their trunks to detect moisture in the soil, and with the help of their feet, they dig deep to create precious water wells, not only saving themselves, but also providing a chance of life for many other species. The water wells created by African elephants become a shared source of life for many surrounding creatures. From zebras and antelopes to birds like the African fish eagle, all come to these places to quench their thirst thanks to the efforts of the elephants. This action clearly demonstrates the special ecological role of elephants as natural engineers, helping to maintain the water cycle in an arid and harsh region like Olduvai Gorge. With a need for about 50 gallons of water per day, an elephant must travel dozens of miles in a single day to find enough water and food. Thanks to their extraordinary memory, they can remember the exact location of water sources they have visited before helping the entire herd survive the harshest dry seasons. In this constant search, each individual can consume up to 300 pounds of vegetation per day. Their tusks, which can be up to 10 feet long, allow them to strip the bark from acacia trees or break branches to access the nutrients inside that most other species cannot reach. When the dry season reaches its peak, the remaining water sources become gathering hubs for many large species, leading to inevitable confrontations. Elephant herds often have to face lions, buffalo, and even hyenas to protect the water wells they have found or dug. However, thanks to their size and herd lifestyle, African elephants usually have a distinct advantage securing water for the entire herd during the most difficult months of the year. Against the backdrop of arid canyons and semi-arid grasslands, the silhouette of the Masai giraffe, which can stand nearly 20 feet tall, stands out on the landscape with a blend of elegance and strength. The decline in their numbers is mainly due to habitat loss from agricultural expansion, the impacts of climate change and poaching. The global giraffe population has significantly decreased, and areas like the Serengeti are becoming one of the last strongholds for this species. The evolution of the Masai giraffe has taken place over millions of years, originating from a common ancestor of all modern giraffe species. Through natural selection, they developed a long neck and tall legs, allowing them to access high foliage that other animals cannot reach. This advantage has helped them survive and thrive on the vast savannas and in the bushlands of East Africa, where competition for food is fierce. Today, the Masai giraffe is found mainly in Tanzania and Kenya, with a strong presence in the Serengeti and the Ngorongoro Conservation Area, including the Olduvai Gorge region. With its small streams and characteristic vegetation like the umbrella thorn acacia, this area provides an ideal habitat for them. Their high adaptability to arid conditions allows them to survive even when water and food are scarce, especially during the long, dry months. In Olduvai Gorge, giraffes spend most of their day feeding on the leaves at the tops of bushes. They use their long necks and flexible tongues, which can extend up to 18 inches, to pull on branches, then use their lips to gently pluck the young leaves. The umbrella thorn acacia, with its wide canopy and sharp thorns, is their main food source. Those thorns are no obstacle for the Masai giraffe. A thick, darkly pigmented tongue and tough lips allow them to easily push the thorns aside and access the leaves within without injury. On average, an adult can consume up to 75 pounds of leaves per day to meet its energy needs due to its large body size. Its height not only provides a feeding advantage, but also allows it to spot danger from a great distance. With a wide field of vision, they can survey their surroundings and promptly detect the presence of predators such as lions or leopards. When they feel threatened, they use their powerful front legs for defense, capable of delivering kicks strong enough to repel even a lion. However, the role of the Masai giraffe extends far beyond individual survival. By browsing on high foliage, they help control the overgrowth of shrubs, like the umbrella thorn acacia, preventing these plants from shading out and killing lower-growing vegetation. Thanks to this, the balance between grasslands and bushlands is maintained over time. As they move through the woodlands, giraffes also contribute to seed dispersal, creating conditions for new vegetation to form, improving soil structure and supporting the regeneration of the ecosystem. Standing out against the hot, arid ground, the Grant's gazelle appears with a compact and agile body. It is the embodiment of speed, endurance, and adaptability to harsh conditions. Each of its strides seems to move in rhythm with the breath of this semi-arid land, affirming its irreplaceable role in the diverse ecosystem of the Serengeti. An evolutionary trajectory spanning millions of years has shaped the Grant's gazelle's ideal form for survival in a challenging natural environment. Ancient fossils found in East Africa show that its ancestors gradually began to adapt to semi-arid environments, developing speed and a lightweight body with an average weight of 88 to 180 pounds. Their lyre-shaped horns, 12 to 14 inches long, are not only a defensive tool but also a reflection of their status within the herd. In Olduvai Gorge, they are often found along valleys and open plains where there is plenty of food and the necessary space to fully utilize their speed. This area, with its sparse vegetation and acacia-like shrubs, provides stable and suitable living conditions for this gazelle species. Grant's gazelles live in groups of 10 to 30 individuals, forming flexible herds during their search for food and movement. They are typically active in the early morning and late evening, avoiding the hottest hours of the afternoon. Their diet consists mainly of nutritious grasses and drought-resistant shrubs. During the dry season, when resources are scarce, they can eat dry, tough plants, utilizing the moisture in their food to reduce the need for drinking water directly. Speed is the Grant's gazelle's most important survival tool in a natural environment full of risks. It can reach speeds of up to 50 miles per hour, allowing it to escape dangerous predators such as cheetahs, lions, or hyenas. When pursued, they use a zigzag running tactic to make it difficult for the predator. Large eyes combined with keen hearing allow them to detect danger from afar, while the cohesion of the herd increases the chance of survival for each individual. In the ecological cycle of Olduvai Gorge, the Grant's gazelle plays an important role in controlling plant density. They graze on grass and low-lying plants, helping to prevent the overspreading of shrubs, thereby maintaining the balance between grassland and bush. The areas they pass through often become favorable places for the growth of new vegetation, providing life opportunities for many other species. Furthermore, as prey in the food chain, they contribute to maintaining nutritional stability for the large predators in the area. When the dry season begins, food sources become scarce, and Thompson's gazelles are forced to move in large herds to find areas with fresher grass, often accompanying other migratory species like wildebeest and zebras. With a light body weighing between 35 and 64 pounds and an average height of about 2 feet, it is a symbol of agility and outstanding adaptability to harsh living conditions. Over millions of years of evolution, the Thompson's gazelle has developed an optimal body structure to adapt to its arid and dangerous environment. Long legs and flexible muscles allow it to reach a top speed of up to 50 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest animals on the planet. This ability is not just an essential survival tool, but the result of a long process of natural selection, in which speed is a key factor for survival. Thompson's gazelles typically live in small groups of 10 to 50 individuals, but during the breeding season, their numbers can increase significantly, forming larger herds. They have a highly organized way of moving and maintain constant vigilance, which helps reduce the risk of being attacked by predators. Each individual contributes to observing the surroundings, acting as an early warning system for the entire herd. When faced with danger, they employ a zigzag running tactic, using their superior speed to evade predators like cheetahs, which are faster but have less endurance. In the Serengeti ecosystem, the Thompson's gazelle plays a central role in the food web. It is the primary food source for many large predators such as lions, cheetahs and hyenas, especially during the breeding season when the young are most vulnerable. The fawns, with their light brown coats and characteristic black stripes, often hide in the grass to avoid detection. This camouflage strategy helps increase their chances of survival during the perilous first weeks of life. The Thompson's gazelle primarily feeds on short, high-nutrition grasses, but in difficult conditions it can eat low shrubs and dry grass. Its ability to absorb water from plants allows it to survive without needing to drink frequently. In doing so, they help control the overgrowth of vegetation, creating space for new plant species to grow. This maintains the balance between grasslands and bushlands, while improving soil quality, which supports the development of other animal species. When the rainy season arrives and brilliant light floods the grasslands of Ndutu, the image of plains zebra herds moving in lines across the vast land becomes particularly vivid. An estimated 200,000 zebras gather in this area during the peak of the migration. Their black and white striped coats confuse predators' vision when they move collectively, and also reduce the likelihood of being attacked by harmful insects. The plain zebra is found in many parts of eastern and southern Africa. However, on the southeastern plains and in Ndutu, they find their most favorable habitat. With an average elevation of about 4,000 feet above sea level, the area's short grasslands and low vegetation provide a stable, year-round food source. Rainfall during the wet season from November to May reaches about 20 inches annually, enough to regenerate the vegetation and attract some 200,000 plain zebras to feed and breed. Their social life is organized into small groups, typically consisting of a dominant stallion, a few mares and their foals. During the breeding season, these groups may merge into larger herds with a very cohesive social structure. Unlike wildebeest, which breed during a specific period, plain zebras employ a flexible year-round breeding strategy. This reduces competition for food and distributes resource use over time. The gestation period lasts from 12 to 13 months, and usually only one foal is born per litter. Just hours after birth, the foal can stand and walk, quickly integrating into the herd to increase its chances of survival in a harsh environment. In the ecosystem of Ndutu and the southeastern plains, the plains zebra plays a fundamental role among herbivores. They graze on the upper layers of grass, allowing species like gazelles to access the shorter grass growing beneath. Their continuous grazing helps control vegetation and maintain the stability of the grasslands. Furthermore, their dung enriches the soil and creates a habitat for many insect species, contributing to a closed ecological cycle. To survive in an arid and threat-filled environment like the southeastern plains, the plains zebra needs outstanding survival skills. It can reach speeds of up to 40 miles per hour, allowing it to escape predators like lions or cheetahs. When attacked, the herd often scatters in chaotic movements to disorient, while the adults form an outer circle to protect the young. In addition to speed and good herd organization, symbiosis with other migratory species like wildebeest is also an important strategy. The plains zebra often takes the lead in finding new grasslands, while the wildebeest detects water sources, creating a mutually supportive relationship. For the wildebeest, the Ndutu region is the stage for one of the most critical phases in its wildlife cycle, the calving season. The blue wildebeest is known as a migration specialist, with over 1.5 million individuals participating in the great journey across the Serengeti and Masai Mara. This journey begins in Ndutu from around January to March, when the green plains after the rains create ideal conditions for a mass calving season. During this peak period, more than 500,000 calves are born at an astonishing rate, averaging over 8,000 births a day for 3 consecutive weeks. This timing is not only crucial for each blue wildebeest, but also has a profound impact on the entire ecosystem of the Serengeti and Ndutu. Synchronized birthing is a key evolutionary strategy for this species. Nearly 80% of all calves are born in the Ndutu area. This strategy creates a phenomenon known as prey swapping, where the sheer number of simultaneous births overwhelms the hunting capacity of predators like lions, cheetahs, and hyenas. However, not all survive in this harsh environment. About 40% of the calves are eaten by predators during the same calving season, and only about 60% survive their first year. The harshness of nature turns every moment into a relentless struggle for survival. From the moment they are born, blue wildebeest calves display incredible survival instincts. Just minutes after birth, they can stand and move with the herd, reducing the risk of being left behind. This agility is a crucial factor that increases their chances of survival in the perilous first days of life. Wildebeest herds often move in large groups, creating a collective chaos that makes it difficult for predators to focus on a single target. Under the harsh Serengeti sun, the image of a cheetah crossing the vast plains conveys the beauty of speed and power. Each stride is both powerful and elegant, like a dance expressing the perfection of nature. With a body optimally designed for high-speed movement, the cheetah is the fastest land predator on the planet. In ancient times, the cheetah's range extended from Africa to the Middle East and Asia. But climate change and habitat loss have significantly shrunk their territory, leaving them mainly in the grasslands and open woodlands of Africa. In the Serengeti, particularly in the Nadutu area, the cheetah finds an ideal environment with low vegetation and wide open spaces. The grasslands of this region, at an average altitude of about 4,000 feet above sea level, are home to many gazelle species such as Thompson's grants and blue wildebeest, which are their main food source. With a hunting success rate of nearly 50%, the cheetah surpasses many other large predators like the lion, which only achieves about 30%. This efficiency is due to the cheetah selecting smaller prey that is less able to defend itself and easier to bring down. Typically, a hunt begins at a short distance, usually under 200 feet, to ensure an effective attack. Once a target is chosen, the cheetah initiates a high-speed chase, aiming for individuals that lag behind or show signs of weakness. With the ability to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just a few seconds, the cheetah is the fastest land animal. This incredible speed is thanks to a perfect biological structure. Long legs and powerful muscles provide the necessary propulsion. Meanwhile, its long tail acts as a rudder, helping to maintain balance and steer during the chase. Semi-retractable claws give it a firm grip like the spikes on a running shoe. A lightweight skeleton reduces drag and optimizes speed over short distances. However, a chase rarely lasts more than 30 seconds, as operating at high speed consumes an enormous amount of energy. After catching its prey, the cheetah must eat quickly or drag the carcass to a more secluded spot to avoid having it stolen by larger competitors like hyenas or lions. This forces it not only to be a skilled hunter, but also to be constantly vigilant against the possibility of losing its prize. By hunting small herbivores, the cheetah helps control gazelle populations, preventing population booms that could degrade the vegetation. It also plays a role in the food chain by providing meat for scavengers and secondary predators. The presence of the cheetah contributes to ecological balance and protects the biodiversity of the Serengeti. However, the cheetah is currently facing many serious threats. Habitat shrinkage, conflict with humans, and intense competition with other predators are the main causes of their decline. In the Serengeti, conservation programs are focusing on maintaining natural habitats and minimizing conflict through community awareness and sustainable resource management. As dusk settles over the Serengeti Savannah, the thunderous roar of an adult male lion echoes through the air, evoking a sense of absolute dominance. That sound is not just a territorial declaration, but a powerful assertion of the presence of one of nature's icons of strength and balance. With a muscular body weighing between 280 and 420 pounds and a body length of up to 8 feet, the Serengeti lion lives and thrives in an ecosystem that is both harsh and diverse. The landscape of short grasslands, sparse bushlands, and wide open spaces creates an ideal habitat for this big cat. In the Ndutu region, thanks to relentless conservation efforts, the lion population has shown signs of recovery. The lion prides on the southeastern plains often have a well-defined social structure with a common size of 10 to 15 individuals. Although they can sometimes reach 20 or 30 members, a typical pride consists of 1 or 2 dominant males along with several adult females and their cubs. The females are primarily responsible for hunting and caring for the young, while the males protect the territory and the pride from potential threats. Living in a pride not only increases hunting efficiency, but also ensures better defense against other lion prides or competitors like hyenas. However, living in a pride structure also entails frequent conflicts, not only with external enemies, but also among individuals of the same species. A dominant male lion can control a very large territory and often uses his roar to mark his presence, a sound that can be heard from up to 5 miles away. Fights for leadership among males are often fierce and directly affect the preservation of a strong gene pool and the survival of the entire pride. As the only big cat with social behavior, the lion has developed complex cooperative hunting tactics to maximize its chances of success. Their preferred prey includes zebra, wildebeest, and sometimes buffalo. Despite their superior strength, their hunting success rate is only about 30%, as they often attack large prey capable of strong self-defense. The females often coordinate closely while hunting, using the low grasslands to hide and approach from multiple angles. When close, they launch a surprise attack, often targeting isolated or weaker individuals in the herd. When facing large prey like buffalo, the males are often called in to participate. Thanks to their strength and weight, they are capable of taking down prey that the females cannot subdue alone. A large kill like a buffalo is enough to feed a pride of over 10 lions. The dominant male eats first, followed by any other males in the pride. Then come the females, and finally the young lions and cubs. As the lion's roar fades into the distance, another sound emerges. It is the sneeze of the African wild dog. The fragile existence of this species reflects the harsh pressures of habitat loss and direct competition with other large predators like lions and spotted hyenas. In the past, the range of the African wild dog extended across much of Africa, including the Serengeti. However, the species was declared extinct in Serengeti National Park in 1992, mainly due to poaching disease and fierce competition with other carnivores. Currently, conservation programs are working to restore their numbers through controlled reintroductions, establishing safe migration corridors and minimizing human-wildlife conflict. The environment in Nudutu offers a characteristic landscape where their prey, such as Thompson's gazelles, Grant's gazelles, and blue wildebeest, are frequently present. With a lightweight body averaging 44 to 66 pounds and a height of about 30 inches, the African wild dog is a symbol of agility and endurance. can travel up to 12 miles a day in search of prey and to avoid threats. One of the most remarkable social characteristics of the African wild dog is its cohesive pack structure and high level of cooperation among members. Each pack typically consists of 6 to 20 individuals, but only one alpha pair is responsible for reproduction. The internal organization and strong community spirit allow them to overcome difficult situations that solitary predators would struggle with. The strongest individuals not only hunt, but also care for the young and share food with injured or weak members of the pack. The hunting skill of the African wild dog is based on persistence and coordination. With speeds of up to 44 miles per hour and the ability to maintain that pace over long distances, they are one of the most tenacious hunters in the animal kingdom. Their group hunting strategy is flexibly adapted. Some members take the lead while others encircle or attack directly. Instead of ambushing, they pursue their prey until it is exhausted, an effective tactic in open spaces like Ndutu. Their hunting success rate reaches up to 80%, far exceeding many other predators, thanks to good prey selection and perfect cooperation. In Ndutu, the African wild dog plays a role in regulating herbivore populations, helping to prevent overgrazing and preserve vegetation. Additionally, the remains of their kills become a valuable food source for scavengers like vultures and jackals, thereby contributing to the nutrient cycle and ecological stability of the region. Not only grasslands, but also saline lake systems like Lake Ndutu and Lake Masai are an essential source of life for wildlife and an important refuge for migratory birds. As dawn illuminates the surface of Lake Ndutu, thousands of lesser flamingos glide gently across the water. Reflecting a soft pink light, as if a living painting, they move in large flocks, traveling hundreds of miles to find saline lakes with suitable conditions for feeding and breeding. The range of the lesser flamingo is primarily concentrated in East Africa, especially in saline and alkaline lakes, rich in minerals such as Lake Natron, Lake Ndutu, and Lake Masai. These are unique environments where high salinity and alkalinity not only deter predators, but also allow for the ideal growth of spirulina algae, a type of cyanobacteria that is their main food source. The saline lakes in Ndutu, with their mudflats and low water levels, play an essential role in the lesser flamingo's breeding cycle. There they build nests out of mud, creating small mounds high enough to protect their eggs from the water and extreme temperatures. The lesser flamingo possesses incredible survival skills. A specialized filtration system in their beaks allows them to separate cyanobacteria and algae from the saltwater, turning what other species cannot consume into an abundant energy source. The skin on their legs and feet is specially adapted to withstand the saline and alkaline environment, allowing them to survive in conditions that many other species cannot. With this feeding habit, flamingos control the growth of algae and cyanobacteria, helping to prevent water eutrophication. Furthermore, the social behavior of the lesser flamingo is demonstrated through their strong group cohesion. They use calls and body movements to communicate, allowing them to maintain connection and synchronization in constantly changing environments. Lake Nadutu is also where the gray-crowned cranes greet the dawn with their brilliant golden crests known by many names, such as the golden-crested crane, African crane, or simply the crowned crane. This species is a symbol of the enduring connection between beauty and ecological function. The grasslands, deep lakes and wetlands of this area are not only their habitat, but also the perfect stage for their elegant dances and sophisticated survival strategies. The grey-crowned crane lives in much of East Africa, preferring areas rich in vegetation and with shallow water. In Nadutu, with its lake systems like Lake Nadutu and its swampy areas, it finds one of the most favorable environments for feeding and breeding. The shallow lakes, rich in sediment and aquatic vegetation, are a frequent destination for this species, where they find an abundant food source of grasses, seeds, insects, and small amphibians. These waters are part of the Serengeti's migratory bird corridor, which hosts over 450 bird species and brings exceptional biodiversity to the region. With a height of about 3 feet and a weight of 7 to 8 pounds, the grey-crowned crane exudes a delicate and powerful beauty at the same time. Its brilliant golden crest, reminiscent of a natural crown, makes it stand out in any landscape. Its broad wings with a wingspan of up to 6.5 feet and black and white coloration allow it to soar over the vast lands of Africa. Unlike most other crane species, the grey-crowned crane can perch in trees thanks to its special claw structure, an advantage that allows it to find safe shelter and observe from above. During the breeding season, the gray-crowned crane exhibits unique and highly symbolic social behaviors. It performs elegant courtship dances, combining gentle steps, resonant calls, and delicate wing movements. This ritual is essential for strengthening the pair bond. Following these rituals, they choose areas with shallow water or swamps to build their nests using reeds and other aquatic plants to create high mounds that protect the eggs from water and extreme temperatures. Each nest typically contains 2 to 5 eggs, and both the male and female share the tasks of incubation and raising the young. The gray-crowned crane has a varied diet which allows it to adapt to environmental changes. Its food includes both plants and small animals, from seeds, roots and grasses to insects, frogs and small crustaceans. They use their long, strong legs to stir the water or turn over leaves to find prey, an important skill in environments as rich and unstable as the Serengeti. The ecological role of the grey-crowned crane in Nadutu and the southeastern plains is crucial. It helps control insect populations, aids in seed dispersal, and helps maintain ecological balance in the wetlands. Furthermore, its presence is an important indicator of environmental health, as this species depends on high-quality wetlands for survival and reproduction. As part of the ecological cycle, it acts not only as a consumer but also as a vital link in the region's food web. However, the grey-crowned crane is facing serious threats and is classified as endangered by the IUCN. Its population is declining due to habitat loss, resource exploitation, and climate change. Wetlands such as Lake Nadutu and the surrounding areas are at risk from agricultural expansion, unsustainable tourism, and declining water resources. Protecting these ecosystems is fundamental not only for the grey-crowned crane, but for all species that depend on these wetlands. The Nile crocodile, a colossal reptile reaching 20 feet in length and weighing over 2,000 pounds, showcases remarkable adaptability and resilience in a harsh environment. The river is not just a sanctuary, but a fierce hunting ground, especially during the rainy season when millions of wildebeest cross on their migration. Evolved over millions of years since the Jurassic period, the crocodile possesses an immensely powerful jaw, thick armor-like skin, and the ability to stay submerged for long periods. In the western corridor, where the Grumeti River meanders, the Nile crocodile finds its ideal habitat. The river provides fresh water shelter and an abundant food source from migrating herds. The muddy riverbed and riverside bushes offer perfect ambush sites. The stable water temperature helps regulate its body temperature, conserving energy for attacks. When the migration begins, the Grumeti River becomes a natural barrier. Crocodiles lie hidden beneath the water, only their eyes and nostrils exposed, waiting to strike. Their powerful bodies deliver a bite force that can reach up to 5,000 pounds per square inch PSI, one of the strongest ever recorded. The death roll technique efficiently tears apart prey. Each migration season, the Grumeti crocodiles kill over 6,000 wildebeest, playing a fundamental role in the food chain. However, 60% of the wildebeest still manage to cross the river successfully. The Nile crocodile is a master of survival. It can go for months without eating, relying on stored energy. Its ability to endure long periods without food and its physical resilience help it survive times of scarcity. A flexible body diving ability and durable skin protect it from harsh conditions. As an apex predator, the Nile crocodile controls herbivore populations like wildebeest and zebra, preventing overgrazing. The remains of its prey provide food for scavengers, ensuring energy flow. Its presence maintains natural balance and promotes biodiversity. The Grumeti River is not just home to the Nile crocodile, it is also a territory of intense competition between this species and the hippopotamus. The hippopotamus, commonly known as the hippo, plays a unique role in the ecological structure of the Western Corridor. Weighing up to 3,300 pounds, it is the third heaviest land animal. Unlike the elephant or rhino, the hippo has a temperament that is both cautious and aggressive, creating a distinct impact on its habitat. The hippopotamus has an evolutionary history linked to both aquatic and terrestrial species from millions of years ago. Despite its appearance, it is closely related to whales and dolphins, sharing a common ancestor from about 55 million years ago. Biological changes during its evolution allowed it to adapt effectively to fresh water, evident in its short but strong legs for agile movement and its thick skin that protects it from the sun. The hippo's range includes much of sub-Saharan Africa, primarily in rivers, large lakes and wetlands. In the Grumeti River, they congregate in deep, quiet sections where the cool water allows them to regulate their body temperature and protect their young. This river also acts as a migration corridor for many other species, especially during the wildebeest migration. By clearing paths through dense bush hippos, help maintain the flow of water, particularly during the dry season. Although they share the same habitat, the relationship between hippos and Nile crocodiles is often tense and competitive. With a massive body and canine teeth that can grow up to 20 inches long, a hippo is capable of a powerful attack if it feels threatened, especially when its young or territory are at risk. However, without provocation, both species can coexist in the same area without significant conflict. Hippos live in groups with a well-defined social structure. A typical group consists of a dominant male, along with several females, and their young with numbers reaching up to 20 individuals. The male marks his territory by opening his mouth wide to display his tusks, or by emitting booming vocalizations. Although they spend most of their time in the water, confrontations between males for control of territory or water resources can be fierce, resulting in serious injuries and even death. The hippopotamus is an herbivore, consuming an average of 88 pounds of grass per day. It typically leaves the water at night to feed walking along the riverbanks or deep into the bush. The paths they create while foraging not only meet their own needs, but also serve as movement corridors for other species, from small mammals to large predators like lions and leopards. The presence of the hippopotamus is key to maintaining ecological balance. Their dung, deposited directly into the water, provides a large amount of nutrients to the freshwater ecosystem, promoting the growth of microorganisms and small aquatic organisms. This, in turn, provides an abundant food source for fish and other invertebrates, ensuring the sustainable functioning of the food chain. Additionally, the movement of hippos disturbs the soil and grass, creating conditions for new plant species to grow. The challenges for the migrating herds do not end after crossing the Grumeti River, where Nile crocodiles and aggressive hippos dominate the waters. Along the banks of the Grumeti River, in the western corridor of the Serengeti, echoes the eerie but unmistakable laugh of the spotted hyena, also known as the laughing hyena. During the migration season, as thousands of wildebeest cross the Grumeti River, this area becomes the epicenter of intense survival struggles. Injured or exhausted individuals quickly become easy prey for spotted hyenas, which leads to inevitable confrontations with lions on land or with crocodiles in the water. If the crocodile dominates the aquatic environment and the lion reigns on the savannah, the spotted hyena stands out for its group coordination, physical endurance, and flexible strategy. The hunting success rate of the spotted hyena can reach up to 70%, significantly higher than the lion's average of 30 to 40%. They are not only effective solitary hunters, but also organize in groups to attack chosen prey, especially the weak or injured. With speeds of up to 37 miles per hour, the spotted hyena can pursue prey over long distances, using its endurance and numbers to gain an advantage. Each clan of spotted hyenas can have from 10 to 80 individuals, usually led by a dominant female. They operate with a clear, organizational structure, sharing information and cooperating closely during hunts or when competing for food with other species. It is estimated they steal about 20% of the prey hunted by lions in the Western Corridor. This success depends not only on their numbers, but also on the coordination and audacity of the clan members. In confrontations with lions, spotted hyenas use mobile tactics and rely on their numerical superiority to gain an edge. Although lions are larger and have a stronger bite, hyenas possess extremely powerful jaws with a pressure that can reach up to 1,100 pounds per square inch, enough to crush large bones. This allows them to consume both bone and cartilage, making the most of every kill. The battles only end when one side overwhelms the other in numbers or strategy. Besides their role as hunters, spotted hyenas are the most effective scavengers in the ecosystem. They help maintain environmental hygiene by consuming carcasses, preventing the spread of disease and recycling nutrients in the environment. This role is essential for the sustainability of the ecosystem, especially in areas with high wildlife density like the Western Corridor. High in the sky above the Western Corridor and the Grumeti River in the Serengeti is the stage where the majestic wings of the Rappel's griffon vulture spread like the silent guardians of the wild world. This species plays an essential role in maintaining ecological balance in an ecosystem characterized by relentless competition and unpredictable changes. Thanks to its efficiency in removing animal carcasses, the Rappel's griffon vulture has become a crucial force in keeping the Serengeti clean and functioning well. As a member of the Old World vulture group, the Rappel's griffon vulture possesses biological traits precisely adapted to its ecological function. A long, featherless neck makes it easy to access soft tissues without contamination, and a strong, curved beak is ideal for tearing flesh. Its wingspan can reach up to 8.5 feet, allowing it to soar over long distances without expending much energy. This ability is particularly useful in arid and vast environments where food sources can be tens of miles apart. In the western corridor, especially along the Grumeti River, the Ruppell's griffon vulture finds an abundant food source from the carcasses of large animals like buffalo, wildebeest, and zebra. Many of these animals fail to cross the river during the migration, leaving their remains along the banks where vultures gather to perform their natural role as scavengers. The sandbanks and calm water areas are their main activity zones during the migration season. This species is also famous for its ability to fly at high altitudes, reaching up to 37,000 feet, the highest record for any bird species. With exceptional eyesight, they can spot a carcass from over 4 miles away and quickly arrive at the scene. A flock of Ruppell's griffon vultures can completely clean a wildebeest carcass in just 30 minutes, effectively preventing the growth of bacteria and diseases such as anthrax or pasteurellosis. Despite its ecological importance, the Ruppell's griffon vulture faces fierce competition for food with hyenas or lions. When these predators abandon a kill, the vultures move in using their powerful beaks to utilize the remaining tissues. Their advanced digestive system allows them to process bacteria and toxins present in decaying flesh, something few other animals can do. The function of the Ruppell's griffon vulture extends beyond cleaning up carcasses. They contribute to soil regeneration through the process of organic decomposition, allowing the soil to retain nutrients and creating conditions for the growth of grass and shrubs. This is particularly important in the western corridor, where the grasslands must be kept fertile to support the large migrating herds. However, this species is facing an alarming decline in numbers. In the Serengeti, conservation efforts are underway to protect migratory routes and raise awareness among local communities about the importance of vultures in the functioning of the natural ecosystem. In the western corridor of the Serengeti, where the Grumeti River winds like a green ribbon through the plains, marabou storks line up silently along the riverbanks. With a wingspan of about 12 feet, they stand out on the landscape as if observing every movement of life in the ecosystem. This bizarre-looking bird is also known as the Undertaker bird, a name that reflects not only its appearance but also its unique role as a scavenger. The marabou stork is among the largest birds in Africa. It can stand up to 5 feet tall and weighs an average of about 20 pounds with specific biological features that allow it to adapt effectively to harsh natural conditions. Its long, featherless neck minimizes the risk of contamination when feeding on carcasses, while its large wings allow it to soar over long distances without expending much energy. These factors reinforce its prominent role on the grasslands and riverbanks of the Serengeti. The Grumeti River acts as the lifeblood of the region, providing drinking water and an abundant food source for many species, especially during the migration season. Individuals unable to cross the river leave behind a large number of carcasses which become a valuable source of nutrition for the marabou stork and other scavengers. The shallow water areas and sandy banks are ideal places for them to feed, rest, or nest. This bird tends to gather in large groups where there are animal carcasses and often operates alongside other species, like the Ruppel's griffon vulture. Its long, strong beak allows it to tear apart the carcasses of large dead animals or catch small fish in shallow water. Additionally, they also eat insects, rodents, and sometimes small birds, demonstrating a diverse diet adapted to various living conditions. When a large carcass is present, they often keep a certain distance and wait for primary predators, like lions or hyenas, to retreat before approaching the food. This strategy allows them to avoid conflict and secure their share without risk. They have long, strong legs, allowing them to move easily in shallow water, and sharp eyesight to spot targets from a distance. The marabou stork plays an essential role in the ecosystem by removing carcasses and food scraps. Its digestive system is adapted to handle bacteria and toxins that other species cannot digest, significantly reducing the risk of disease transmission. By consuming decaying organic matter, they contribute to recycling nutrients into the soil and water, supporting the growth of vegetation and biodiversity in the region. Unlike the arid plains to the south, the northern Serengeti, specifically the Lobo area, offers a remarkably diverse landscape. The combination of vast grasslands and dense thickets, particularly vibrant after each rainy season, revitalizes the vegetation with incredible force. The gently rolling terrain, along with carpets of green grass, not only provides a captivating beauty, but also offers shelter for many species characteristic of the African savanna. Each year, from September to October, the northern Serengeti becomes the stage for one of the most incredible natural phenomena, the return migration. Millions of wildebeest, zebras and gazelles, after feeding in fertile lands, return from Kenya to Tanzania, crossing the green plains of Lobo to continue their journey south. After taking advantage of the fresh grass of the Masai Mara Reserve during the dry season, these herds return to the Serengeti in search of the coming rains. Lobo is an area with a distinctive terrain, a mix of open grasslands and thickets of acacia and combretum. These shrubs, well adapted to arid conditions, not only provide shade, but are also a rich food source for large herbivores like elephants, buffalo, and giraffes. At the same time, the grasslands are a gathering point for herds of wildebeest and zebras, becoming an ideal territory for predators such as lions, leopards, and cheetahs. Additionally, this area is the territory of the spotted hyena, which plays an essential role as a scavenger, helping to maintain the ecological balance of the ecosystem. On the vast plains of the northern Serengeti, where the horizon seems endless, herds of African buffalo bravely endure a harsh environment and the constant threat of dangerous predators. Each herd in this region can range from 50 to 500 individuals, creating a majestic spectacle amidst the wild landscape. An adult can reach a body length of 10 feet, stand up to 5 feet at the shoulder, and weigh nearly 1,100 pounds. Their characteristic thick curved horns are not just an identifying feature, but also a powerful defensive tool. The African buffalo has an evolutionary history of millions of years closely linked to the African savanna ecosystem. Belonging to the Bovidae family, it is related to antelopes and bison, though it stands out for its superior resilience to the harshest environmental conditions. Their feeding habits contribute directly to the balance of the grassland ecosystem. Although they primarily eat grass, they also consume young shrubs, helping to control the spread of dense vegetation. This prevents thickets from dominating the landscape, creating an open habitat where various plant and animal species can coexist. Each adult buffalo can eat up to 35 pounds of grass per day, while their dung enriches the soil with essential nutrients. In addition to their large size, African buffalo are known for their strength and fierce defensive instincts. Their strong curved horns are effective weapons against any threat. When they feel attacked, they do not hesitate to charge with full force, making them one of the most formidable prey for the predators of the Serengeti. Adult males often stand on the front line of defense, protecting the young and weaker members of the herd. Herd life is key to the African buffalo's defensive strategy. Faced with a threat, the entire group will rearrange into a protective circle, with the adults forming a wall around the smaller ones. This tactic has proven particularly effective against social predators like lions and hyenas. Their behavioral flexibility allows them to adapt to the dry and rainy seasons of the Serengeti. During the dry season, herds concentrate near water sources, while when the rainy season arrives, they expand their range to take advantage of new resources and reduce internal competition. This mobility, combined with a solid social structure, allows the buffalo to survive the climatic fluctuations of their environment. In the northern Serengeti and the Lobo area, African buffalo are crucial components of the ecological balance. Besides being a food source for large predators, they regulate plant growth and maintain open savanna spaces. They also provide a habitat for birds like oxpeckers, which feed on parasites on their skin.
Beneath the blazing sun, the herd of blue wildebeest Connocates taurinus embarks on a grueling journey. They do not follow a fixed route, but rather a complex cycle etched deeply into the instinct of the herd. Each year, as the rains cease and the grasses wither to brittle hues, they depart the parched barren lands to seek the Mushumashi plains, where verdant grasses and lingering waters endure. This is the cycle of life, the ever-shifting rhythm of Liuwa. As food becomes increasingly scarce, the topi must alter its diet. Usually grazing on fresh short grasses, they are now compelled to consume less nutritious plants, even resorting to leaves. Though far from ideal, it remains a vital condition for survival. The herd grows increasingly vigilant, curtailing their daytime activity to conserve energy. At dawn and dusk, the antelopes gather beside the watering hole, seeking not only the life-giving water, but also affirming their fierce vitality amidst the untamed wilderness. Their form tells a tale of endurance and remarkable adaptability. Their broad chests and powerful muscles grant them the endurance to traverse vast distances across the sprawling savanna. The silvery fur not only serves as a cloak of concealment, but also reflects the sun's rays, shielding the creature from the relentless heat. A long tail and a flowing mane serve as precious tools of communication within the herd. The topi antelope possesses a complex communication system, maintaining order within its ever-changing environment. The call of the male resonates across a distance of up to 2 kilometers, proclaiming its location and issuing a warning. They also mark their territory and reinforce social bonds through scents and chemical signals. Movement is not merely a quest for sustenance. It is a primal instinct for survival woven through the fabric of unity. Within the vast herd, each individual responds to signals from its companions, forming a network of rapid reactions, a phenomenon known as collective intelligence. Amidst the scorching heat and swirling dust of the dry season, the sight of a herd of topi antelopes crossing the cracked savanna emerges as a powerful emblem of unwavering resilience. Across the golden expanse of the savannah, zebras stride with assured grace, embodying living masterpieces crafted by the hand of nature. Bold black and white stripes stand out vividly, each individual bearing a unique pattern unlike any other. Each stripe tells a tale of evolution, marking the existence and survival strategies of its bearer. The plains, zebra traverses vast expanses of land stretching from Ethiopia to Namibia and South Africa, embarking on a remarkable migration. The stripes are not merely visually striking. They also serve to cool the body, provide camouflage, and ward off harmful insects. Across the vast plains of Zambia, herds of zebras known as haram move in harmonious synchrony, bound together like a close-knit family. The dominant male stands vigilant, guarding his territory, while the female and her offspring remain closely bonded, a vital alliance when water sources dwindle. This stands as a testament to the resilience and unity essential for survival in such a harsh environment. The ancient journey of the zebra stretches over 1,100 kilometers each year, traversing mysterious pathways deep within the wilderness. Trails unseen on any map, etched solely within the memory of each individual, lead to hidden springs and the ephemeral floodplains. But this flat expanse is far from safe. When faced with danger, zebras do not flee alone. Instead, they move as a unified, cohesive herd. Muscle and instinct intertwine, forging a tempest of raw power. This is not merely a race of speed, but a powerful testament to the unity of the wild community. The zebra can reach speeds of up to 65 kilometers per hour when running, astonishingly swift beyond belief. But even at that speed, it was not enough to escape the razor-sharp jaws of the lion. When cornered, the zebra's kick transforms into a final, formidable weapon capable of shattering the bones of its adversary and stretching the fragile thread between life and death. Yet life hangs by the most fragile of threads. A single misstep and the predator's jaws will clamp mercilessly around the neck. Did you know that a zebra can sprint at speeds up to 40 miles per hour, yet it can still fall prey to a lion? Imagine you are running, yet your speed is no match to escape the predator. Not long ago, the majestic roar of the lion echoed across the vast savannas of Zambia. But by the close of the 20th century, they had vanished, leaving behind only a shadow, a solitary spectre known as Lady Leia, the last remaining lioness. She wanders alone across the grassland, like a guardian of memories from a kingdom long fallen. But from that solitude, a miracle unfolds. A new generation of lions begins to reclaim the desolate wilderness. One of the first warriors to emerge is Bon Jovi, a formidable male lion crowned with a thick, majestic mane and an aura steeped in legend. He was like a young king returning from a long exile. Bon Jovi emerged as an emblem of revival, carrying with it the thunderous echoes of the wild. Lions are not merely solitary predators. They are social strategists bound by bloodlines and intricate hierarchies of power. This structure is the very key to survival, especially during the harsh dry season when food becomes exceedingly scarce. Together they defend their territory, share their prey and roar in unison, a timeless symphony that stirs the memories of a long-lost era. Each hunt unfolds as a gripping drama of survival, where the pride of lions moves with the precision and unity of battle-hardened warriors. The hunt unfolds in silence, then erupts into chaos as the decisive moment draws near. With its massive frame, the male lion can weigh up to 225 kilograms, its thick mane serving as a formidable shield in life-or-death battles. Their roar can resonate up to 8 kilometers away, a commanding declaration of dominance to any intruder. However, the lion does not always succeed in its hunt. Only about 20 to 30% of hunting attempts end in success. Each failure only served to intensify the hunger, driving it to an even more ferocious edge. The return of the lion to the lands of Zambia is not merely a triumph of conservation, it is the revival of a timeless natural heritage. This stands as a testament to unwavering determination, the remarkable capacity to rise from ashes, and the formidable power of unity. The lesson drawn from the lion serves as a poignant reminder of the vital importance of safeguarding every fragment within the tapestry of nature. Though relentless and unforgiving, life invariably finds a way to endure, to roar anew, and to inscribe proud new chapters upon the annals of existence. The roar of a lion can reverberate across the savannah, shaking the very earth beneath. Yet did you know that only 1/3 of their hunts end in success? On the cracked earth, the delicate paw prints of the cheetah emerge like the elusive traces of a mysterious hunter across the Liuwa plain. In the midst of drought and fierce competition, the journey of the cheetah stands as a vivid testament to exquisite evolution where speed and strategy intertwine into the art of predation. The cheetah, the fastest land animal on Earth, can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a mere 3 seconds, reaching a top speed of 65 miles per hour. From 0 to 96 kilometers per hour, in a mere 3 seconds swifter than even the most elite sports cars. Their bodies are a masterpiece of design, featuring a supple spine and 4 slender yet powerfully muscled legs, enabling them to reach a top speed of 105 kilometers per hour. Yet each pursuit is a life or death gamble, never extending beyond 300 meters and lasting but a few fleeting seconds. Each failure drains precious energy, compelling the cheetah to deliberate every move with utmost caution. Thanks to its caution and cunning strategy, the cheetah has become a masterful hunter. The lightning-fast hunt lasts but a single minute, during which their body temperature soars, rapidly compelling them to rest in order to avoid exhaustion. Hunting at dawn and dusk helps to avoid the scorching heat and evade predators such as lions. The cheetah seldom feasts upon carrion. It relies instead on its exquisite hunting skills and precise calculation. This attests to an inherent independence and a flawless adaptation to the harsh environment. The cheetah possesses a unique social structure. The females live solitary lives, while the males form small groups known as coalitions. These groups serve to defend their territories and enhance their chances of mating. The cheetah does not roar like the lion. Instead, it emits soft, subtle sounds that convey a quiet, yet keen presence. By the year 2024, the number of mature cheetahs in Liuwa had dwindled to a mere 18 individuals, while across the globe their population barely reached 6,500. 18 individuals remain, while globally their numbers have dwindled to approximately 6,500. Conservation initiatives are expanding ecological corridors and enhancing gene flow to preserve genetic diversity, enabling cheetahs to adapt to environmental changes and endure into the future. Protecting the cheetah is not merely about increasing its numbers, it is about preserving the integrity of its genetic heritage, a vital key to the species' enduring survival. The African wild dog, adorned with its uniquely patterned coat, stands as one of the most socially intricate carnivores. Each individual is readily distinguishable by a striking mosaic of black, pale, yellow-brown, and white hues. These patterns not only help maintain cohesion within the herd, but also assist them when hunting across vast expanses of land. The large, rounded ears of the African wild dog serve not only to detect distant sounds, but also to regulate body temperature amid the relentless heat of the African savanna. Both the cheetah and the African wild dog stand as testament to the diversity and subtlety of adaptation. They embody the vibrant beauty of the wild and remind us of our profound responsibility to conserve these precious species. In Liuwa Plains, the formidable African wild dogs live under the rule of a solitary alpha pair, the only ones granted the right to reproduce. Yet what truly sets them apart is the remarkable unity that binds the entire pack. Each individual devotes their full strength to support one another, from nurturing the young pups to hunting together as a united force. This remarkable harmony enables the African wild dog to achieve an astonishing hunting success rate of 90%. Certainly, please provide the Vietnamese text you would like me to translate into English narration. Their hunting strategy resembles that of an elite military unit, with each dog assuming a distinct role, pursuer, flanker, or blocker, rendering escape nearly impossible for their prey. This collective strength reveals itself in the way they share food and nurture one another. For the African wild dog, survival does not hinge on individual strength, but on the power of cooperation. The wild dog, once teetering on the brink of extinction in this region, has made a remarkable comeback. Thanks to dedicated conservation efforts, a pack of 11 individuals was reintroduced in the year 2022. The pack of wild dogs swiftly adapted and thrived, ushering in a new chapter for their species. Their resurgence stands as a monumental triumph of conservation, a testament to the indomitable resilience of nature when afforded protection. Life has returned, sustained by the unwavering dedication of those who safeguard the wild. On the vast Liuwa plain, nearly 45,000 wildebeest gather, forming Africa's second-largest migration. This journey is not merely a quest for sustenance, but a delicate dance of adaptation and balance among countless species, with the leopard as the silent predator. The ancestral instinct of the taupe antelope is like an invisible summons. They sense the changing season even before the first raindrops fall. They catch the scent of dampness carried on the wind, hear the distant rumble of thunder, and feel the subtle shift beneath each claw. Unhurried yet purposeful, the antelope understands that this migration is a battle for survival, not an aimless wandering. This migration is an annual cycle etched into the land, the grasses, and the streams across countless generations. The herd stretches for approximately 250 kilometers, traversing the Liuwa Plains, a realm fraught with peril rivaling even the Serengeti migration, where predators lie in constant ambush. Herds of antelope occasionally fragment into smaller groups, seeking safe corridors only to reunite upon the drier stretches of land. Without a designated leader, the herd relies on constant vigilance and swift reactions to signals of danger. When threatened, the herd forms a protective circle around the young, the adults facing outward, resembling a small whirlwind sweeping across the plains. Liuwa is not merely a sanctuary. It is a land of rebirth, where antelopes give birth following the rains. After 8.5 months of gestation, the offspring are born as the grasses begin to wither, a perfect moment when the environment reveals the presence of lurking predators. Just minutes after birth, the newborn stands firm and embarks on a perilous journey of survival, forever bound to the rhythm of migration. The topi is not merely a seeker of life, but also a tireless gardener of the grasslands. They graze upon the short grasses, enabling the taller species to flourish, thereby enriching the tapestry of the ecosystem. Constant movement rejuvenates the soil, circulates vital nutrients, and sustains the rich tapestry of biodiversity across the plains. Even in death, life does not cease. It transforms into sustenance for hyenas, vultures, and the very soil itself. All combine to form the cycle of survival, a testament to the enduring harmony between species and their environment. Beneath the vast Liuwa sky, every movement of the herd transcends mere instinct, becoming a profound lesson in the spirit of unity. Life can only endure through connection, sharing, and the collective overcoming of adversity. In the wild, strength arises not from solitude, but from the unwavering trust within the community. Nature teaches us that to endure, humanity must also learn to listen, yield, and coexist, just as a herd of antelope navigates through mud and tempest. The spotted hyena, with fossil records dating back to the Pliocene epoch, stands as one of the most enduring predators to have ever evolved across the African savanna. They do not merely scavenge. Over 70% of their sustenance is derived from direct hunts, boasting a remarkable success rate of 67%. The powerful jaws of the spotted hyena exert a biting force reaching 758 newtons per square centimeter, enabling it to crush the bones and horns of its prey, thereby recycling vital nutrients back into the ecosystem. The spotted hyena plays a pivotal role in the nutrient cycle, sustaining the delicate natural balance of the savanna. Their hunting tactics are remarkably versatile, capable of solitary pursuit, small group coordination, or uniting into large packs, employing the strategic method known as surge and encircle. In Liuwa, the spotted hyena population is estimated to number between 200 and 300 individuals, predominantly inhabiting the seasonally flooded wetlands. Between 200 and 300 individuals primarily inhabiting the seasonally flooded wetlands. Unlike antelopes or zebras, the spotted hyena does not undertake long migrations, but instead maintains a broad home range, a testament to its remarkable adaptability and masterful foraging strategies. The close-knit bonds and sharp tactics enable spotted hyenas to survive and emerge as formidable hunting warriors. The rainy season marks the period when spotted hyenas hunt with unparalleled efficiency as herds of herbivores congregate within the parched enclaves. Spotted hyenas dwell within intricate societies comprising over 80 individuals governed by a strict hierarchy in which females hold unequivocal dominance. Not only strength, but also lineage determines rank, maintaining order and stability within the community. The spotted hyena possesses a complex communication system comprising more than 11 distinct vocalizations, ranging from its characteristic laughter to sharp screams and low whines, enabling them to coordinate their hunting with remarkable efficiency. Their intelligence and adaptability empower them to overcome challenges from vast grasslands to open woodlands and semi-arid regions. The adaptability of the spotted hyena stands as a vivid testament to its profound capacity for environmental resilience. In Liuwa, they endure through profound understanding of their environment and an unbreakable bond within their community, weaving a vivid and haunting tapestry in the wild world. Nature is no stranger to harsh challenges. Zambia has endured its most severe drought in over 2 decades, prolonged by the relentless grip of El Niño, which has drained water sources and precipitated a dire scarcity of food. The government was compelled to declare a national disaster with 84 out of 116 districts affected, including the Western Province and Liuwa National Park, a vital nature reserve. The local communities, deeply intertwined with the mission of wildlife conservation, confront a myriad of formidable challenges. Although precise data on wildlife mortality rates remain elusive, the detrimental impact on ecosystems is unmistakably profound. In response to this situation, the Luanaka Community Resource Council, together with 10 community action groups, initiated a relief program amounting to $250,000. The program supplies food to nearly 1,500 households across 10 communities, including the Liuwa region, embodying the resilience and unity of the people. Now, after enduring hardships, Liuwa is undergoing a remarkable resurgence. The reintroduction of the wild water buffalo serves not only to restore ecological balance, but also to kindle hope for the sustainable coexistence of nature and humanity. The silent footsteps of the wild buffalo across the verdant meadow stand as a testament to nature's fierce vitality and remarkable adaptability. Lions and African wild dogs have also made a remarkable recovery, with over 20 lions now firmly established within the region. The majestic migration of over 40,000 topee antelopes sustains the delicate ecological balance and draws in rare and exquisite bird species. Thanks to modern technologies such as camera traps and GPS, combined with the dedication of local teams, conservation efforts have made remarkable strides. Environmental education programs and livelihood improvements empower indigenous communities to harmonize with the wild landscape. The enduring collaboration between humanity and nature has breathed vibrant new life into the Lea grasslands. Yet the challenge endures as climate change threatens to disrupt migration routes forged over millennia, silencing the roar of the lion and stilling the wings of the grey heron. Every action taken today is not merely a choice, but a sacred responsibility. Reducing our ecological footprint, engaging in conservation efforts, and raising awareness about biodiversity are the crucial first steps in safeguarding Lewa Plains and its myriad ecosystems. If you have ever ventured to Lewa, witnessed the legendary wild journeys, or taken part in the Coca Festival, your stories become a powerful wellspring of inspiration, driving the conservation and protection of rare wildlife for generations yet to come.